Hey everybody, I'm going to attempt to do the impossible, well, not the impossible, but semi-improbable. I am going to paint up my entire Eldar army with all of, what is it, Grav Falcon, the big jet bike, and 3 small jet bikes, the 6 Wraith Guard, and the 4 Reapers, and all those dudes in, I'm gonna try and do it in 24 freaking hours. So, that's the plan, Stan. So I'm going to do a little bit of a ramble here. I'm going to nab some troops real quick. Give me about 2 seconds. And then I can blab and paint at the same time. Okay, fluff on my army. This army, I'm not exactly sure on the name. The Fallen, probably the Fallen or the Lost, or something along those lines. It's an Eldar army that is supposedly one of the largest craft world, or one of the largest craft worlds. However, when Chaos popped out and the Eldar took to the stars, and some of the Eldar became Dark Eldar, the fluff behind this army was that not all Eldar immediately chose which side they were going to be on. In fact, for some it took hundreds of years to decide, literally, which way they were going to go. And one of the last armies to decide, because they were very warlike, and they were also very arrogant. So I mean, Eldar are supposed to be like super arrogant. These guys are probably top-notch arrogant, but they were the last to decide to change and go the way of the Eldar in space. Ooh, some of these need to be spray painted. Ooh, quite a bit of them are. Okay, I guess I will just go through my fluff then. Okay, so they... How much time do I got? Oh, lots of time. Good. So they decided to go their own way, and they were the least repentant of the Eldar races that actually remain quote-unquote good. So, and even the way that their craft world was powered was rather controversial as far as Eldar are concerned. They would use the iron core of planets, and they would literally warp out their old core that powered their craft world and warp in the fresh molten iron core of a living world. And what that would do is it would take that living world, and when you put in an old spent iron core, it would basically kill the planet. So, needless to say, that's, you know, very controversial for the other Eldar races. So, they were going across the galaxy, and they had ran across a planet that Chaos had just recently taken over, and a Chaos God was going to go there and sanctify the planet in the name of Chaos. And their craft world had just shown up basically as the God was sanctifying the world. So they're like, our core is not quite spent, but that planet's pretty much a lost cause, and Chaos wiped out so much of their forces in trying to take the planet that we could take their planet right out from underneath them, power our craft world, and now they would own just a dead planet. Perfect revenge, right? So they moved the craft world within range to swap out the cores. And when they went to swap the cores out, the God there realized what was happening, and he bound himself to the core of the planet. And when they swapped out, they brought on board a Chaos God. And the Chaos God thought he was going to just basically take over the craft world. And he almost did. He caused so much devastation, it was unbelievable. They barely got the craft world out alive and barely managed to contain this Chaos God. And then he realized he had created his own cage, and he was basically their prisoner. So needless to say, the Eldar worked on torturing him, but then he started wearing down like the webway, and they had like beautiful, lush, literal earth terrain within their craft world that was just green and lush and beautiful, and he started just charring it, turning it to molten rock and lava, and just turned their craft world into his own version of hell, shall we say. Now, the Eldars in the webway and in their warp stones that are connected throughout the ship are trying to hold his power at bay, and they can't eject him. And the Chaos God is so angry that he wants to destroy their craft world, and he really can't leave, and he won't leave. So he's destroying their craft world from the inside out. The other Eldar see them as forsaken and lost because they have an Eldar God in their craft world. And as the ancients in the webware are slowly going insane, they start telling the Eldar where to go to get artifacts to hopefully eject or kill this Chaos God. And they've been roaming around the galaxy for literally hundreds of years collecting artifacts from the Eldar that are literally being driven insane in the webway, and now they're not sure if they're taking orders from them or from the Chaos God. So they're totally lost as far as their brethren are concerned. Their brethren will shoot them on sight more so than help them, and they have to redeem themselves. So they're going throughout the galaxy looking for artifacts and fighting whomever they have to get them. So that is the background story for, I guess we'll call them the Lost. So let me know what you think about my Fluff story with my Eldar. And of course, they wear lava camo because they've had to fight numerous times within their own world, and they wear it as a mark of as a reminder that they cannot be free until they've succeeded in their quest. And it also marks them as the lost to all other Eldar across the galaxy. So there you have it. There's my fluff. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend, guys. Love ya. Bye-bye.